Hey guys, welcome back to HYBE BOY. So Weverse magazine just dropped a feature on KATSEYE, and I knew I had to talk about it because I love this group. If you've been keeping up with this group, you already know that they're not your typical K-pop girl group. They're mixing K-pop's intense training system with the global lineup, and they're bringing in fresh sounds. And this article suggests that they're completely changing the game. So let's look into what this article has to say about this group, their journey and what's next for them. So here we go. Part 1 was MAMA Awards, MAMA 2024. One of the highlights from the article was Catseye's performance at 2024 MAMA Awards in Los Angeles. If you know about this, for the first time in 25 years, MAMA was held in the States last year, which was already a huge moment for K-pop. But Catseye's performance took it a step further. They teamed up with the LA Rams cheerleaders and combined K-pop's super sharp choreography with the high energy spirit of American cheerleading. Their performance of debut featured an extended dance break where each member got to show off their individual style. Then during Touch, the LA Rams cheerleaders actually formed the word Catseye with their pom-poms, which was super cool and made it clear that this group was here to make an impact. But beyond just being a cool collaboration, the performance represented something bigger. Son Sung-deuk, the HYBE and Geffen's chief performance creator, talked about how it symbolized the evolving identity of K-pop. Catseye isn't just a group from Korea. They're proof that K-pop is becoming more diverse, more inclusive, and more global than ever before. And that's exactly what makes them so exciting, personally. They're not just bringing K-pop to the world. They're reshaping what K-pop can be. Part 2, the making of Catseye. Catseye's performance at MAMA was a defining moment, but their journey to that stage is just as fascinating. Unlike most K-pop groups, which are carefully formed behind the scenes, Catseye's story played out in front of the world through the debut, Dream Academy, which was a global audition program that set out to find the next generation of global idols. From the start, HYBE and Geffen Records had a clear vision to create a group that blended the strengths of K-pop's training system, methodologies with the individuality and artistry of Western pop. That's why they launched HYBE and Geffen's, HXG, which is a joint venture that introduced K-pop's rigorous training methods to the US market while adapting them for a more global audience. And rather than just looking for strong performers, the producers wanted something more, a group that felt fresh, diverse, and unlike anything the industry had seen before. That's exactly what they found in Catseye. The final lineup included members from Korea, the US, the Philippines, Switzerland, and beyond, each bringing their own culture, perspective, and artistic style. For HYBE and Geffen's, this wasn't just about representation. It was about reshaping what a K-pop group could be. Mitra Darab, who's the CEO of HYBE and Geffen Records, explained their approach. Because we created a global girl group where the members come from is part of their identity. A multicultural group has the power to break down barriers and bring people together. But bridging together a group this diverse wasn't without challenges. The TND, which stands for Training and Development, the TND process, which is a cornerstone of K-pop, had to be adjusted. Traditional K-pop training is known for its intense structure, but HYBE and Geffen's introduced mental wellness sessions, behavioral guidelines, and a more personalized approach to team building. So this was about developing artists with strong identities and a deep sense of purpose, not simply about producing pop stars. For the members, the training process was more about learning how to be a team than just about skill. Daniela, one of Catseye's members, reflected on what she took away from it. She said, I learned how important it is to balance individuality and teamwork. I leaned on my members a lot, and knowing they were there for me made everything feel a little less overwhelming. That balance, between being unique and being part of something bigger was at the core of what made KATSEYE work. Son Sung-deuk, again, HYBE and Geffen's chief performance creator, admitted that it wasn't easy at first. The members were all strong personalities with their own artistic styles, and bringing them together as a cohesive group took time. But instead of forcing them into a mold, the production team leaned into that uniqueness, using it as a strength rather than a challenge. This approach was especially clear in their debut song, which is called Debut, literally, and Son Sung-deuk explained his thought process while choreographing the performance. Because KATSEYE is made of such different people, their identity as a team is deeply connected to that diversity. That's something we wanted to highlight in Debut, showcasing the members as individuals, but also as one powerful unit. From the very beginning, KATSEYE was never meant to fit into the usual K-pop formula. Their existence challenges traditional ideas of both K-pop and Western pop, creating something entirely new. Through a mix of structured training and personal artistic freedom, they have developed a model that's uniquely theirs, according to the article. And by the time they made their official debut, KATSEYE wasn't just a collection of individuals from different countries. They became a team, a sisterhood, and a living example of how K-pop's influence could go beyond borders and evolve into something bigger. Part 3. KATSEYE's music. From the moment KATSEYE debuted, it was clear they weren't here to fit neatly into any one category. Their music, performances, and overall style exist in this exciting middle ground. Not fully K-pop, not fully Western pop, but something, unique to them. Their debut song, Debut, was a, perfect introduction to their sound. It had all the elements of high-energy K-pop track, polished production, tight choreography, and a dynamic structure, but there was something different about it. The song carried a bold, confident energy that felt more like something you would expect from a Western girl group like the Spice Girls or the Pussycat Dolls. In Jung-hyun, HYBE and Geffen's senior creative producer, recalled how the members reacted when they first heard it. I remember the girls saying, "This sounds just like us." It was energetic, bold, and familiar in some ways, but also completely unique. That's when we knew it was a right song to introduce KATSEYE to the world. Then came Touch, the song that really took KATSEYE to the next level. Unlike most K-pop choreography, which tends to be highly intricate and sharp, Touch focused on simplicity and natural movements. According to Son Sung-deuk, this was a deliberate choice. It said, "We wanted a performance that didn't feel over-rehearsed, something that let their natural energy shine through." And it worked. The song took off, landing KATSEYE in the top 10 of TikTok's 2024 US Artist of the Year list. And fans connected with this fun, carefree energy, and it quickly became one of their most recognizable tracks. But here's the key. KATSEYE isn't trying to blend K-pop with Western pop. They're not thinking in those terms at all. In Jung-hyun explained this best. She said, "When we choose music or work on a concept, we don't sit there trying to balance K-pop and pop. Instead, we think about what will bring out KATSEYE's identity the most. That's our only concern." And that's exactly what makes their music so exciting. They're not following an existing formula. They're creating a new one. Rather than focusing on whether a song leans more K-pop or Western, their team asks bigger questions. How will this song highlight KATSEYE's strengths? How will it look and feel on stage? Will it create a memorable moment for the audience? And this approach is why their debut album, Sis, Soft and Strong, feels so fresh. The songs aren't trying to fit into a predefined genre. They just sound like KATSEYE, according to the article. And that's what makes them stand out. They're not, here to follow trends. They're here to create something entirely new, as suggested by the Weverse magazine. Now, part 4, KATSEYE and global representation. According to the article, KATSEYE represents a shift in what K-pop could be. With members from Korea, the US, the Philippines, Switzerland, and beyond, they challenge the idea that K-pop has to be strictly Korean. Instead, they show that K-pop is evolving into something even more expansive, a cultural movement that brings people together, no matter where they're from. This idea became even more evident with the release of Netflix documentary Popstar Academy. Unlike the highly curated behind-the-scenes footage that fans are used to, this series took a raw, documentary-style approach, following the members from their early audition days to their debut. And it showed everything: the excitement, the setbacks, and the emotional moments that bonded them together. According to Mitra Darab, the CEO of HYBE and Geffen again, this honesty was intentional. She said, "We wanted to show the reality of what it takes to become a global artist. The dedication, the setbacks, the friendships, it's all part of the journey." And one of the strongest themes in the journey was sisterhood. The members of KATSEYE come from different cultures, speak different native languages, and have vastly different upbringings. But through this experience, they became more than just a team. They became family. So she said, "We wanted to convey an image of sisterhood. And like real sisters, there's adversity and forgiveness, as well as support." Megan, who's one of the group's members, shared how this bond grew over time. "We spent so much time together, training, learning, and growing. We pushed each other, supported each other, and over time, we became like real sisters." That's why their debut album, Sis, feels quite personal. The title itself speaks to the idea that strength isn't always about power. It can also be about understanding, connection, and resilience. One of the standout tracks, My Way, reflects this theme. The lyrics touch on girlhood, self-discovery, and learning to be confident in your own path. According to In Jung-hyun, the song was inspired by real conversation with the members. She said, the senior creative producer, she said, "We talked a lot about their personal experiences, feeling like an outsider, struggling with self-image, wanting to grow up too fast. These are feelings that so many people, especially young women, can relate to." But beyond their music, KATSEYE's cultural representation is what makes them even more impactful. In their self-produced content, they naturally embrace each other's backgrounds. In their series, What's in Our Lunchbox, they excitedly try each other's traditional foods, showing how curiosity and openness can break down cultural barriers. In their Happy Chuseok video, they celebrated Korea's biggest holiday by dressing in traditional hanbok, but with a unique personal touch. Lara, who is an Indian descent, wore a bindi and incorporated elements of her own culture into her look. For her, this moment was deeply personal. She said, "Growing up, I never really saw South Asian culture represented in pop music. Being able to celebrate my roots on such a big platform means the world to me." And this is what makes KATSEYE special. These moments aren't forced, they're natural, and this group was built on differences, but also on unity. And that's why their fans, icons, connect with them so deeply, according to the article. Many supporters have shared that seeing KATSEYE on stage makes them feel represented in a way that they never had before. Pakgot Hayan, HYBE and Geffen's content project manager, reflected on the overwhelming fan response. When we went through fan messages for their first anniversary project, so many people said that KATSEYE made them feel represented, that they saw a part of themselves in this group. That's incredibly powerful. And yeah, at the end of the day, to the fans, KATSEYE is about belonging. They stand for the idea that no matter where you're from, what language you speak, or what you look like, there's a place for you here. And that's what makes them, according to the article, so much more than just a girl group. Lastly, part 5, expanding the K in K-pop. K-pop has always been a genre that evolves and reinvents itself. It absorbs new influences, adapts to different markets, and constantly pushes boundaries. Now, with groups like KATSEYE, we're seeing another shift, one that goes beyond just the music and into the very definition of K-pop itself. Mitra Darab sees this as the next step in K-pop's global journey. Our vision was to take the foundation of K-pop and expand it into something even bigger, something that could shift culture. With KATSEYE, we're doing exactly that. But expanding K-pop's reach doesn't mean losing its essence. For KATSEYE, it's about authenticity. They aren't trying to force a balance between Western and Korean influences. Instead, they're focused on what feels natural to them. It's not about making K-pop fit into a global market. It's about showing that K-pop is already universal. That same mindset is reflected in how they interact with their fans. Unlike traditional idol groups that keep a certain level of distance, KATSEYE sees icons as more than just supporters. They're friends. Sophia summed it up the best. Icons are the reason we do what we do. We want to talk to them, share moments with them, and make them feel like they're part of this journey with us, just like besties. That's why they've embraced platforms like Weverse DM, where they can have direct one-on-one conversations with fans. For KATSEYE, it's not just about posting updates, it's about building real connections. So, looking ahead, according to Weverse, KATSEYE's goal isn't just to make hit songs or sell out arenas. They want to inspire. They want to show people that representation matters, that music can bring people together, and that you don't have to fit into a box to succeed. As they continue to grow, one thing I think is certain, KATSEYE could become a movement, more than just a K-pop girl group. And they're only just getting started. So there you go. What do you guys think? Is KATSEYE the future of K-pop? Do you think more groups will follow this model, or will they always be the exception? And where do you see them going next? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you're icons, let me know like your favorite song by KATSEYE and any updates that you're following in terms of their next comeback, any fan theories, please bring it up in the comment section. Okay? See you guys later. As always, keep it classy, respectful, and positive. Thank you guys. Peace and love. Bye-bye.